Hi there, guys, and welcome to the Chronicles of Gamers, episode 55, man. Damn, 55, shoot. This is a podcast where we love to express our love-hate relationship with video games. I am, of course, your host, Efocutioner, and wow, man, 55 episodes. We are like almost there, and since I'm recording this a few days ahead of time, you should be watching this on Friday the freaking 13th, man. By the way, if you have the game Friday the 13th, now is the time to play because they're doing double XP. And supposedly there's going to be some surprises for those that just play the game. So I'm not really sure what it's supposed to be. I might get the game. I'm not really too sure. But yeah, Friday the 13th, people, if you're playing it now, you're just like, oh man, I don't know if I want to play today. I want to go, maybe you might want to go watch a horror movie or something like that. Hold on, pause, take a break, go ahead and go to the store, get you some coffee, and then come back. And then you can actually play some Friday the 13th. So yeah, man, episode 55. Woo-wee. A lot of things happened that week. A lot of things happened the week before, but I'm pretty sure this week's going to be hectic. By the time I'm recording this, I literally just found out about Shadow Wars stuff, so I don't want to talk about it until I at least have some time to review it. I'll be honest, I'm recording this on the 8th, so this is like on a Sunday, and I've got some gaming stories and I got some freaking Rick and Morty stories, but besides the point. I'm going to talk about the topics I have prepared for, and I actually looked at, and I have some corrections to make especially from episode 54. So I want to touch on that. There is a lot of new stuff that has recently happened, especially Cuphead. So I don't want to touch on that until, the next episode. So sorry, this might be a little bit of a repeat on certain stuff, and you might get some new stuff, but that's pretty much what it's going to be. Anyways, though, that's that. And I hope you guys, if you guys went to go get that Szechuan sauce, I hope you guys did well, because I didn't even try. That shit was bananas. So, but this is a video game podcast, and eventually we will talk about some stuff like that, and of course, Shadow more microtransactions, blah 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 blah. So, blah, blah. Anyways, it's all about the hype. This is where we like to talk about any video game news and industry news, any video game related news that's just like so freaking amazing or piss us the F off, because it's all about the hype, man. Hype. So yeah, man, hype. So I want to go back into PUBG. So if you remember in episode 54, I was kind of talking about it, them being mad that they wanted to, I guess Blue Hole. Sorry, I said Bluehorn. Bluehole being mad about the whole, they took our, game and this is bullshit. No, so supposedly by the time I did that story, I didn't have the complete story, so I'm going to give you the complete story on this thing. And Bluehole basically did an interview, or should I say Sammy Kane did an interview with PC Gamer, and they basically talked about what the whole company was upset about. It seems to be that the whole supposedly there was supposed to be some type of deal that was made with Epic with their game. Like, it's not the fact that they had rights over the game, but they were expecting that their game exclusively was going to be working with Epic, and then Epic was just came out of nowhere, so didn't tell Bluehole anything, and then fortune was made. And what really made everyone upset at Bluehole was the fact that in the trailer, which I did see finally, they mention PUBG and they mention H1Z1, which of course I think Sammy was working on. Oh no, he was working on. Sorry. But it was just the whole point that they mentioned, PUBG with the game of Fortnite, and that kind of like once I went on Twitter, that kind of gave the illusion at first when they saw that announcement. It did kind of seem like, oh, you could play PUBG and Fortnite, and you know it's gonna be like people thought it was a continuation, and then later people realized it was just two separate things, and it was like the initial hype kind of helped Fortnite get, you know, to where it's at, like that initial hype. But, you know, Fortnite seems to be a decent game by itself. I've even played it. I didn't do too well at it. But I actually played it. I got a true story on that, and I got a true story on a few other things, but I could see the upset. I can see the anger with Sammy King. I get it. So I do apologize for all the inspired quotes that you saw throughout the video when talking about PUBG. Damn, that really does suck. I don't know what they're planning on doing. I don't think there's anything they can do. Last time I checked, Fortnite had 7 million players. That game quickly got on PS4 and Xbox One. PUBG is still trying to release their stuff out. I wish them the best. I'm sorry to hear that. It sucks. But I do want to make that little correction. I do want to add that little tidbit. So, you know, sorry about the inspired jokes. I didn't know that there was this much of a connection between Epic and, you know, Bluehole. And yeah, I think I'd be upset too. So I get it, but let's move on. So Xbox One and Windows 10 people, guess what? For my indie people who love their indie games on Xbox One and on PC, mostly Windows 10 people, no Macs. Good news. You know, so originally on the Xbox 360, there used to be like this program, like the Xbox Live indie game section. Indie game program where you could submit your indie games onto Xbox Live, and you know they'll check it, and if it's okay, they'll give you like the equipment to put it on there. You know, pretty much great stories and great games came from that thing. Like Fez and Braid. So, you know, it's a wonderful program. I'm just mentioning the two biggest, Super Beat Boy. Well, guess what? It's back. They have it back. It's back. And it's called the Creators Collection. And it's pretty much a successor for the Xbox 360's, you know, Xbox Live indie game program that they have. So that is officially coming out. Developers will be able to, you know, have the freedom and independence to develop their games that are truly unique, resulting in a collection of games that can be quirky and have varying degrees of polish, but always interesting. That is a quote from the company themselves. It's looking good. It seems to be, you'll be able to access it if you have your Xbox One on the main page. So you'll be able to see like, you'll be able to see like that one section. You can click on it, and then from there you can see like which games are the hottest to download, which ones are the newest, and then it'll go into sections. So it's not too bad. Like I said, it'll be there on the Xbox Live marketplace, so you don't have to worry that much. It'll be in its own little section, and then even once you go in, that section will be in its own section. And I'm not too sure if there are demos or anything. But hey, man, you know, if you're an indie creator, this is it. This is a good time. So not only do you have Steam, now you have Xbox One again. So that's great. Although I don't know what the certification process is. I don't know what the limitations are. So that's a little scary, because if you've seen Steam Greenlight, that doesn't always work. So of course, if there's more news that comes out of it, I will let you guys know. I'll report it. But so far, it seems to be good, and it's basically up to the fans. If you really like this indie game, of course you'll push it to the top. If not, they want you to like put that to the bottom, and then eventually they'll get rid of it. You know, knock on wood. But hey, man, for my indie people, this is it. Yo, this is great. So not only do you have Steam and itch.io, you now have Xbox Live again. So and my Xbox One people, which I'm kind of jealous. F you, people. Nah, I don't F you. You know, I love you guys. But you guys have the the Creators Club now. Unfortunately, though, if you have your Xbox 360 and you have, or, you know, just Xbox Live in general, Xbox One or 360, they should have shut down the Xbox Live indie game, you know, section on the dashboard. So, of course, before October 7th, you could have went into that section and been able to download any and buy any indie game that was released before they officially did the cutoff. So there are certain indie games you won't be able to get anymore. That's gone. But hey, the beauty part of it now is now you can go to the Creators collection and then you can just re-upload it and then just get that money back. So that's always good. You know, it's the end of one, but it's the birth of something new. So that's always good to report. That's always good to see too, man. So I'm like really happy about that. All right, let's see. So I'm going to come back on the NBA 2K thing. First of all, I would like to apologize. I kept saying EA. My bad. You know, one heartless company to another heartless company. But I do apologize for that. That is a correction for myself. It was 2K 2K games and their BS. Anyways, though, reporting back on NBA 2K18 and their microtransactions. Yeah, man, as it's been reported, on PCs, consoles, which, you know, all consoles. If you didn't know, it's on the PS4, Xbox One. I keep saying live because of Creators Club, sorry. And, it's on the Nintendo Switch. That was very surprising. I didn't know it was on the Switch. But 2K, their little virtual currency bullshit, and the fact that they charge so much and that you have to buy the one thing I did not report is what they really try to get you is that you really have to buy cosmetics, and that was one thing that you didn't have to do in earlier NBA 2K18 games. And supposedly virtual currency was something that had been around since 2014. So once again, that's my fault for not really reporting on that correctly. So that's why I'm doing this now. So I'm apologizing for those little mistakes. But although you do have the virtual currency in the game, it's still pretty, you know, difficult to grind. There's like, I think you have to like play online and play against the AI. You don't get that much. But what really pisses people off is the fact that the haircuts and like tattoos that you want to customize your you know, NBA character, they cost like a whopping $1,500 for the haircut, literally for a haircut. As you can see, I need one, but I'm not paying no $1,500 virtual currency. For my audio people, if you can't see my face, it's okay. But, you know, either way, I still will not pay $1,500, you know, virtual currency for this haircut. And of course, $1,000 for a tattoo. That must be one hell of a tattoo. Like my tattoo better, like, you know, create like little, you know, creatures and stuff. Like, have you ever seen Tokyo Ghoul? If I pay $1,000 for some tattoos, I want it to actually be like those things that come out of the ghouls' backs and stuff and attack people. I want that. But either way, a lot of people were complaining about that. And then NBA, and then 2K Games basically said, okay, we hear you, you know, the coloring, the haircuts, the facial hair, they're all now $100 virtual currency, and they want to make sure that it's, you know, it's realistic going forward. So of course, you know, they apologize for the charging of so much, and, you know, it's going to be $100 virtual currency, but fans are saying, you know, that's not enough. The real problem that fans were having, besides the fact that the $1,000 and the $1,500, you know, pretty much charging a ridiculously high amount for cosmetics when you also have to pay a high amount to increase your you know, custom character stats, is the fact that you can't see what you're getting when you like select the products. So like, for those who want the haircut and it says like, oh, you want a fade with the lining in the front. Well, you can't really get to see how that fade with the lining in the front looks on your character. Sometimes it might look booty butt cheeks. Sometimes it might look amazing. Or, you know, cornrows. Or, you know, the big old beard, you know. You might want to pay for the mold. You know, you might want a dragon tattoo. You know, you might want like a fish tattoo on your back or something. Who knows? But the problem is like you can't see it. And even though it's 100 virtual currency and you can grind to get virtual currency in the game, you really don't want to waste your virtual currency on stuff that you don't know if it looks good on your character or not. So that's really a problem. And it's still not enough. Fans are kind of upset over it. Hopefully, 2K will make some changes on that, but it doesn't look like they are. I think they did as much as they can. If they do any other improvements, you know, I'll let you know about it. But so far, it seems like 2K has done everything that they wanted to do, and there's nothing else that we can expect. So that's the end of that. But yo, man, 2K. Come on, son. Really? 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 Alright. So this is why I don't play sports games, man. It's not even just because of that. I just feel like the stuff that you have to do in that game is just like fucking ridiculous. That's why if I do play a sports game, I'll play it with people, but I only play like the actual, you know, versus or multiplayer mode. Other than that, trying to do anything else is just like pointless because they want an arm and a leg or your lining. Let's see what else on our tour. Speaking of tours, Assassin's Creed Origins. So I'm going to report something positive for my Assassin's Creed Origin people. Believe it or not, there is going to be a nice little update for Assassin's Creed Origins. If you didn't know, you'll be able to go on this thing called Discovery Tour Mode, where you can basically walk or, you know, ride around throughout the whole entire game without facing a single enemy. Like, you get to explore all of Egypt in Assassin's Creed Origins, which is actually very surprising. I was not expecting that. The reason they kind of did this is like for those that love to discover, love to move around. And I respect that. I think that's a great idea. So far, the locations in the game will be, Alexandria, Memphis, the Nile Delta, the Giza Plateau, the Fayum Oasis, and the Great Sand Seas. Like I said, there's no combat, so you don't have to worry about anything. And then the most important thing is the fact that there's no combat. You won't accidentally trigger a cutscene, and then there's no time limits. Like, this is pretty much like its own thing. And the tour guide, supposedly it's a tour guide. So when you go to the location, you can interact with it. And then there's like detailed explanation about what's going on throughout the game. So like, you'll be able to explain the mummification process. You'll be able to learn more about Cleopatra's life. You'll learn more about the Great Pyramids. Like Ubisoft, also shows that if you click on the link, of course, on GameSpot, you'll be able to see like, they have the video which showcases it, but at the same time, there's a picture of showing what the discovery, mode will be. And it's really nice. I think this is a real nice educational process that you can use in schools and stuff like that. So, when you get Assassin's Creed, Origins, for any teenagers, I doubt any teenagers watch this, but, for those that are kind of, within their late 20s and stuff, and you're a teacher and you're like, man, I kind of want to teach these kids about Egypt and Africa and stuff like that. You can be like, hey kids, who wants to play Assassin's Creed Origins? I guarantee everyone's going to raise their hand in the class, man. So, I just wanted to report on that. Yeah, it's a great thing, man. As much as I love talking about games and as much as I hate fucking microtransactions and stuff, it's always good to see a game where it has educational purposes, man. So, if you didn't know, I got really good at math thanks to Final Fantasy VII, because I think, I went to summer school for, no, it wasn't math, it was reading. So I had to go to summer school because my reading score was so low back in 5th grade. And during the summertime, I was also playing Final Fantasy VII, during that time. And of course, if you don't know, Final Fantasy VII has no audio when you played it back on a PS1. So I had no choice but to read. And sometimes, the the text would like quickly disappear if you couldn't control the the reading speed. So eventually I had to learn how to read fast, and boof, I ended up doing good, and I ended up passing with a really high reading score. So yeah, man, video games can be educational too, as much as pissing us the fuck off half the time, or being super exciting. Alright. Let's see, what else? For my Mario 64 fans, or Mario fans, yo man, no capping in this one, but for Mario 64, there was this modder who decided to combine, The Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time, and I believe it was Legend of Zelda, Majora's Mask? Yes, it was Majora's Mask. I'm sorry. I'm trying to think about it without looking at my little mini script, but oh yeah, I was right. Okay. So this guy named, Skellux, I think his name's Skelex. Well, anyways, he pretty much, listened to the fans, and they asked like, what can you do to mod this? And he's like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to mod, Ocarina of Time into Mario 64, and I'm going to, mod, Majora's Mask into, Mario 64, and you get to see Mario playing in, both games, and they actually look pretty damn good. Unfortunately, there's no enemies except for the one that I saw in the Majora's Mask video that he made. Of course, if you click on the link, it'll send you to Kotaku. Kotaku has both videos up. I should be having it playing at the bottom. Either way, support the guy. It actually looks pretty interesting. I would love to see what Mario could do in Zelda's world. In fact, I'm really curious, because we all probably have seen the match if you play Super Smash Brothers. I'm pretty sure you've probably seen a Mario and a Ganondorf fought, but I'm really curious to see if Mario can really fight him, like head to head with the powers that he has. Like, is this, well, I almost called him a plumber, but he's not a plumber. Can this, I guess he's unemployed. Can this unemployed fighter be able to save a world that's not his? So yeah. Also, there's been a challenge of, Skelex to put Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, Skyward Sword, and Breath of the Wild into Mario 64. So as of right now, maybe he's working on it. If not, hey, at least be happy that we have Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. I need to still play Majora's Mask. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but I'm trying. If I didn't say it right, please forgive me. If I did say it right, then the apology is mute, so you don't have nothing to worry about. But that's good to hear, though. I like to see modders do something like that. I love modding in video games. If you have never played any modded games, I highly recommend you do. As much as I hate, Skyrim being remastered after remastered after remastered, and especially Bethesda's stupid Creation Club, hopefully they can make that better, and you can be able to play Thomas the Tank Engine on freaking Skyrim on the PS4. If not, for my PC people, Master Race all day. Even the police, you see that? Even the cops are running home to play some modded games, folks. But if you have the opportunity to, like, if you have Steam and you have like Skyrim or Fallout 4 or pretty much any game, especially like, I think I played modded games on Left 4 Dead. So if you have the opportunity to, be able to get modded, levels and stuff like that, I highly recommend playing them. Especially Left 4 Dead 2's modded. Oh man, that mod community is beautiful. Anyways, though, I'm getting off topic. I'm talking about how beautiful mods and stuff are. So I got one more topic. It's actually quite interesting. So on Twitter, back in August 31st, and I just found out about this like literally late September. Jennifer Scheurle, I don't know if I'm saying her name right, but her Twitter name is Gao Hime. She pretty much asked a question for all the game devs about brilliant mechanics in games that are hidden from the player to get across a certain feeling. So what's interesting is the people who came on, and like the few game developers who came on, and they talked about the process of their games. So, for example, Serious Sam, bullets are 1 meter thick when testing enemies, and 0 meters when testing world. So you can shoot near a corner, but hit an enemy very easily. And this was from Alan Ladovic. Let's see, what else? Then we also have Tommy Thompson, who tells us like the xenomorph in Alien Isolation has 2 brains, one that always knows where you are and gives hint to the second one that controls the body. Another one is Far Cry 4 deliberately turns down the accuracy and damage of NPC. The more there are, the more near they are to the player, helping you feel like you're a badass when you go on the attack. Fear's AI dialect is selected by the NPC, doing an action. Then it tells another NPC to say it, making it look like they communicate. Left 4 Dead, which I am very surprised by. Like, I actually, like, well, I'll just tell you. And Left 4 Dead, it keeps you on edge by deliberately targeting the player either farthest from the group or who has received less aggression. So pretty much the guy that didn't get attacked that much or gets the most ass whooping later. And then like the person that's like all the way in the back, he gets attacked. So I already knew about that one, but I found it interesting. Like the one that doesn't have that, doesn't get that much in the fights is the guy that basically gets attacked like a huge wave later on. So like from time to time, you might face like, like random zombies here or there, or you might accidentally face a boomer, or, you might get hit by like you might see a witch and the witch hits you down or something like that. It's just little stuff in Left 4 Dead 1 that I'm thinking about. I'm also thinking about Left 4 Dead 2, but I think that also applies to Left 4 Dead 2. So that's very surprising. Because I know I've been hit by like a wave of zombies. Because usually when you get to a certain point, there's a huge wave. And I always found it interesting that like, if you didn't take that much damage while you're moving, the wave would go after like the person that, didn't take that much damage. Because I remember one time I didn't take any damage, when coming out of the safe zone. And then next thing you know, it was just like, what the fuck? So. Halo, and here's another good one. Halo 2 makes players feel like they have influence over battle by forcing grunt NPCs to panic if elites are killed in proximity. If you've ever played Halo 2 or Halo 3, I know that's happened quite a bit. And I'll do one more. The thugs in Arkham Asylum will avoid doing a 180 turn at all cost to allow you to feel stealthy and sneak up from behind them. Yo, I am so upset about that one. When I read about that, I actually was like, no! I thought I was a badass playing fucking Batman Arkham Asylum. I thought I was really sneaking up on people. But they won't turn 180. I'm really curious now. So, of course there's more. You can check the show notes. I was very shocked and surprised by that. I'm like, oh man, I can't believe that. I thought I was a badass sneaking up on people. I guess I'm not. I guess I'm just booty butt cheeks at stealth games. Maybe that's why I don't like playing stealth games that much. Damn. Oh, another one. Left 4 Dead 2 also famously had a director AI that was supposed to scale the difficulty based on player performance. This is from Alan Ou. Oh man, this story is like freaking amazing. Like if you go on here and you just freaking read the whole thing, you learn more about which games just basically make it easier for you. And I guess it's true. Games are technically easier now than they were back in the day. Like here we go. Jennifer put this thing out there. Gabe Nevs are letting us know about this stuff. Of course, I'm not trying to say there's anything wrong with it. I actually find it pretty interesting, and I think that's pretty nice. I'm going to play Arkham Asylum and really test out that theory, because these are things that I would like to test out to see if it's 100% true. And I'm happy about it, because that makes me feel like I'm really stealthy, and I'm not stealthy in a game that's about stealth. So I'm not too upset about this. I know there's a few people that are, because they're just like, oh, what the hell, man? But, you know, I'm happy about that. Oh, and then, of course, for those that don't know about BioShock Infinite, if you take, depending on, if you're like in a firefight, and say you're running out of ammo from your gun, and you can't find any more ammo, Elizabeth will throw you the ammo that you need for your gun. Or if you're like close to death, Elizabeth will just magically find you health. Or if you're out of MP, Elizabeth will just magically find you a vial to get your MP back. So it's just like, you know, but I mean, that's obvious. Or like in System Shock, they made the last bullet do double damage. So. And then like the first shots from an enemy against you in BioShock always miss. That was that was the design that they put in. So like I said, man, like if you come on this thread and you start reading, the more you go, the more you'll notice stuff. And then you'll be like, dang. I'm going to give you one more before I leave, before I go on break. Let's see. I want to pick one that will really get people like surprised. Let's see. I think so. I did a BioShock one, and there's more BioShock. Oh, we'll do. Let's see. Nah, I don't want to do that one. I think people know that one, the Uncharted. It's like a pretty obvious one. And it'll make you want to read it. No, that's Titanfall. What's a good one? No, not that one. Not that one. Here we go. We'll do Suikoden. Suikoden's world map is made to not frustrate players. If players walk in a straight line, less enemies will appear because they're clearly lost. I mean, they're clearly trying to go somewhere and don't want to waste time. If players zigzag around, that will have more enemies spawn, and that will help them grind. So if you are playing Suikoden and you're on the world map and you're looking to get some grinds in, zigzag to the left or right. If not, walk in a straight line and you'll be good. In fact, I'm actually curious. I wonder if that's the same way in supposedly that's pretty commonplace in RPGs. It's also in Skies of Arcadia. Ooh, look at that. Well, I'll be damned, folks. So if you are at the world map, so I'm really curious now. Like if I were to play Final Fantasy VIII or Final Fantasy X, man, that's actually very surprising. Look at that, folks. We just learned something new. Thank you, Jennifer. You did something nice, man. Like for those who play RPGs, that's a good knowledge. Walk in a straight line, you get less enemies. Go in a zigzag, you're going to get a whole bunch and you'll be able to grind. And where am I learning this from? I'm learning this from this beautiful Twitter thread. But that's pretty much it. So what I'm going to do is we're going to take a small break, and when we return, we're going to get into the next topic. So, stay tuned. Hi there, guys. Welcome back. And now we're going to go into True Story. This is where I like to talk about any, video game stories that I did were amazing or completely shitty. Just true story, man. So I got two today. The first one is from me playing Injustice 2 on stream. So I was doing rank sets, and I mean, so pretty much I have a combination of me getting my ass kicked and me doing pretty well. But during a rank set, I was playing against this guy, and he decided to play. I decided to play Reverse Flash, and he decided to pick Flash on me. And of course, me being a Flash man, it's hard for me to get my butt kicked by another Flash player since I kind of know like some of the pokes here or there, but my inputs and stuff are bad. Anyway, so I'm playing on the stage where Superman is like locked in a cell, and after a while, I pretty much got this in the bag. So I decided to dick around because I'm Reverse Flash. Reverse Flash is pretty much my I'm feeling cocky, I'm feeling myself type costume that I play. And I decided to so if you play on this stage where Superman's like in prison, in the Red Sun prison, on the left side, you can activate this interactable interactable where a laser comes out and it just shoots out. So what I decided to do against the Flash player was just kept using interactive, and I kept using laser against him. So every time he got close, he kept getting lasered and lasered and lasered. So it got to the point where he finally got in and he threw me out. So what he decided to do was he was like, I'm going to use laser on you. So, he goes and he's like, he uses it, but I'm like backing away, and I'm like, I'm just going to use meter. So I'm like, I'm going to build some meters. So pretty much what I was doing in the corner when he was waiting the first time, I decided to build some meter, RMS, and then, phase shift and stuff. And then he was like, okay, I can't do this. And he decided to attack me. And then I accidentally dropped my down 2 combo. So what I decided, once I dropped that, I ended up being on the opposite side, and I just pushed myself right back into the corner, and I finished him off with laser. He was mad. He was definitely mad. And I did this on stream, so it was hilarious. He got mad though. True story. And then the second time, a second true story is when I was playing Fortnite. So as you just heard me talk about Fortnite, and I'm gonna tell you, I did some weird stuff in Fortnite. So I ended up playing, this game where I had no idea how to play Fortnite. So the one thing I did not know is I had no idea what my sprint button was. I know what it is. You just hit the left bumper. Not left bumper, but your left joystick. You can actually just tap it forward and it moves as a sprint. I didn't know that at the time. So anyways, in Fortnite, I pretty much dropped off, got the weapons, and then I decided to hide in the bush and chill. And of course, if you know in Fortnite, the storm is coming, so of course it shrinks your area. So of course, I don't know how to sprint, so I'm just walking as I move to each location. And I'm just gonna, fast forward through that story. Pretty much towards the end, I ended up being caught in the storm, which was really bad because I forgot how to run. I didn't know how to run at the time. So here I am. I managed to find great weapons and stuff like that. I think I was maybe 9 or 10. And it's just oh man, I was if I had went past the storm, I would have been good. So as I'm just basically walking. I'm walking to a car thinking I can drive the car. You can't drive a car in Fortnite. So I'm like, fuck. And then as this keeps going, I'm like, oh shit, I'm trapped in the storm. I'm losing health quickly. So I'm using the health pack the health kits that I have, that I collected. And it's just I'm moving forward, health kick, moving forward, health kick. Then I decided to double health kick to not move forward so much. That didn't help. It pretty much got to the point where I was this close to being saved, but I ended up dying in a storm. And then that was sad. I had a Uzi, I had a Magnum, I had an SMG, I had health packs, bro, I was prepared to be last man standing, and I freaking died because I didn't know sprint, man. True story. This is why I don't play those type of games. I'm a fighting game player, not a shooter, but I like shooters. Just, team-based shooters. I'm not good at that. Clearly, I'm not good at survival, but, FYI, I still believe if you're going to play a game like Fortnite or, PUBG, I think it's better to hide in the bushes. I took that tactic from watching Battle Royale. It's better to hide and, collect as much shit and hide and then wait till the last few people are alive and then kill them than to run around killing people. So I'd be pretty boring to watch in Fortnite anyways. So yeah, man, that's my true story. Of course, we're going to skip the commercial breaks again. And we're going to go, we're going to wrap this up. So, unfortunately, it's that time of the show where we have to say goodbye. But before we do, you already know what time it is. And it's time for Selfless Plugins! Go. So, of course, the Chronicles of Gamers, the Chronicles of Gamers. That's it, man. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, we're on VidMe. Yo, my VidMe people, I'd like to thank you so much. I actually got into a comment with one person, he really liked the episode. Shout outs to that. Thank you guys for upvoting. It seems like you guys are hearing me. I appreciate it. Please continue to upvote on VidMe. My YouTube people, you're doing alright, man. I get the views. I just would like the likes, but I get no likes, but I get the views. And from time to time, I get messages. So, I appreciate that. You guys are doing as much as you can. I appreciate it. Just Let me know if you really like and support this stuff. Also, for my iTunes people, please rate the show on iTunes. Let us know what you think. Give us 5 stars if you like it, or, give us 4 or 3. Let us know what the fuck we're doing wrong by giving us a star. How are we supposed to get better if you don't rate for us, man? We're trying to improve our stuff for you, the listeners. So, I don't know what else I can do. But I will talk about this, though. I do have some show ideas. Pretty much everything is being finalized. I'm going as fast as I can. The way things will be, yes, I know, I'm going to say this one more time. I'm going to accept this for people who keep telling me this in messages and stuff like this. Yes, I know the Chronicles of Gamers does not actually report the news in the video game industry. We mostly report about topics and stuff that we like and come on and talk about it here. We do know that. We understand that. We hear you loud and clear. Most of the time, I was just being stubborn and I didn't want to accept it, so I apologize for that. But that's what the Chronicles of Gamers will be, and it will continue to be. But if you are interested in hearing my lovely voice and the others of Gamer Composer and Lord Brioche, who could not be on the show today, because they are really working on projects themselves, it's alright. It's okay. You had another episode of me. Hope you enjoyed it. But we will actually have news topics. We will be doing that in another show. More will come around the November time. So we hear you. I get it. I understand. And yes, I will be talking about actual video game news. And I'll let you know right now, we're basically going to be doing PlayStation, Microsoft, Nintendo. I can't really do PC that well because I don't have the best PC equipment, but we will. Oh, whoops, man, my thing is dusty. But we will try. Sorry, I'm looking at the equipment down there. So yeah, we will try. I can't guarantee you anything, but we will freaking try. But besides that, we also have some new show ideas because I've also heard how you guys love my tweets when I talk about other things besides gaming. So yeah, man, a lot of that's coming down the pipework. I'm just getting everything finalized. I'm trying to create some funny and good content for that content. And then I'm also trying to create some better content for this content. So all I ask is that you just give me some time. By November, everything will be finalized and clear. But if you want to email me and let me know what you think or how you feel, and I truly do appreciate that, you can hit me up at the Chronicles of Gamers podcast at gmail.com. So, just keep messaging me, or you can message me on Facebook, which most of you guys do anyways. If you want to message the Chronicles of Gamers, message us on the Facebook page, Chronicles of Gamers. If you just want to message me on YouTube and stuff, you can do that there. You can message me on VidMe. But you guys seem to mostly message me from the email and the Facebook, so that's fine. Whichever you need to do to contact me, contact me. We're listening, we're hearing you, and we're making some changes to a lot of the stuff we're doing. So thank you for being very patient with me. And thank you for being patient with, the rest of the crew. Anyways, though, thank you for tuning in. Thank you guys for watching. I'm out of here. So, of course, stay lit. Oh, and don't forget, Goofy will be back. Don't worry. He'll be back. But stay lit.